Good day everyone, this is your Kuya CK and welcome back to our YouTube channel. So before tayo mag-dive into our next video tutorial or sa next topic natin, I would like to invite everyone to kindly please click the subscribe button if hindi ka pa nakasubscribe and click the like button in this video if magugustuhan mo yung content ng video na to. Okay? So that is in support to our YouTube channel para mag-grow pa tayo as a community. So, hindi natin patagalin. Let's start this video tutorial. So, ang topic natin is about income statement at mas padadaliin natin yung pag-intindi ng income statement in a short period of time. Okay? So, padadaliin lang natin ito ng mas mabilis lang na time. So, ang una mo nang kailangan nating tandaan or maintindihan about income statement is the types of businesses. So, meron kasing iba't ibang types of businesses. We have the service, merchandising, and manufacturing business. Etong tatlo na to, they have different nature, iba't ibang operations, and iba-iba din yung difficulty nila. At ang very easy to make na financial statements ay yung service business, which is yun yung focus natin for this video. Si service kasi, we are talking just about the services that we offer to our customers. Wala pang product kasi yung product yung nagpapa-complicate ng system of an operation of a business. Okay? So, service business muna tayo ngayon. Ngayon, sa financial statements, meron tayong 4 na ginagawang financial statements. And one of those is what we call the income statement. Itong iba pang mga financial statements, pag-uusapan natin on a later video, para mas maintindihan natin kung paano sila nagpa-function. Pero ang focus natin for this video is income statement muna. So, si income statement, pwede kasi siyang dalawang statement. We have the profit or loss and the statement of comprehensive income. Si profit or loss, ito yung madalas na ginagamit, ng mga businesses because this is, kumbaga, makikita mo sa lahat ng businesses. Because in profit or loss, we are talking about revenues, and expenses. Yan. So, yung dalawang yan ang content ng profit or loss. Okay? And profit or loss, the term is the alternative being used for income statement. Another thing is the statement of comprehensive income, which will not be tackled in this video because this SCI is for higher accounting, and also for complicated operations of business. So it is more of applicable sa mga corporations na. I don't know kung bakit statement of comprehensive income yung ginagamit na alternative for income statement na mga lower years. Pero actually, statement of comprehensive income is much complicated to discuss than profit or loss. Okay? So, in this video, pag-usapan natin income statement or profit or loss. Okay? So, si profit or loss din ay madali lang intindihin. Okay? Kaya that's why mas madadalian kayo na maintindihan bakit or ano si income statement, Si profit or loss, ang content niya ay una, yung heading. Pangalawa, revenues and expenses. Ililist down natin lahat ng mga revenues at lahat ng mga expenses ni company, And then, makukuha natin si net income or profit. Ang formula for that is we have revenues less expenses. Okay? Yan lang yung formula ng pagkuha ng net income or profit. Pero not all the time na nagpo-profit tayo or nag-net income tayo because sometimes mas mataas si expenses kaysa kay revenue. That's why nagkakaroon tayo ng net loss. Okay? So, pag mas mataas si expenses, net loss. Pag mas mataas si revenues, net income or what we call the profit. That's why this type of income statement is what we call profit or loss. Okay? Because we wanted to identify if magkaka-profit ba tayo or magkaka-loss ba tayo after the operations of a business for a certain period of time. Okay. So, paano ba siya ginagawa or ano yung pinaka-structure ni income statement? So, sige. Ito yung pinakabasehan natin, no, on the structure. Pero yung skeleton muna yung gawin natin. So, yung skeleton, kunwari, ang pangalan ng business ko ay CK Acts. Okay? CK Acts. We are making the heading muna, no? So, ang heading, una, yung pangalan ng company. Tapos, ilalagay mo dito, profit or loss. Profit or loss. No? Pero pwede mo din gamitin yung term na income statement. It's up to you, no? Tapos, ilalagay natin yung for the, sabihin natin month. Okay. Okay, hindi nagsusulat yung aking pen. Month ended December 31, 2024. Okay. So, this is just an example, no? So, again, we are putting the name of the company and then yung name ng financial statement, which is profit or loss or income statement. And then, dito naman ay yung period of time na covered ng income statement mo. Okay? Ang nilagay ko dito ay for the month ended, no? December 31, 2024, meaning yung covered lang niya ay for the whole month of December 2024. Okay? And kaya December 31 because sa dulo ng taon tayo sa dulo ng month tayo nagpe-prepare ng financial statements. Pero not all the time na for the month ended siya, pwedeng for the year ended yung ilagay dyan, no? Depende sa kung ano yung covered nga nung iyong income statement. Okay? So, pagtapos na tayo sa heading, ang ilalagay na natin ay una, revenues. This is the first section, no? Revenues. And then, kailangan natin indent, no? Pasok natin siya. Tapos, dito na natin ilalagay yung ating mga revenue accounts, no? Revenue accounts, and then kunin natin yung kanilang mga amounts. Yan. And then sa dulo, lagyan natin ng total revenues. Okay? Tapos kunin natin magkano si total revenues. Now, yung pangalawang section is what we call the expenses. Ayan. And then si expenses, ilagay naman natin dito kung ano yung mga account titles natin. No? Ilista natin yan dyan. Tapos kunin din natin kung ano yung mga amounts nila. Ayan. So pagkakuha ng mga amounts na yan, no, saka natin kunin yung tinatawag natin na total expenses. Right after that, saka natin makukuha yung ating net income. Yan. Si net income, ang kukunin lang naman natin dyan ay itong total revenues, tsaka itong total expenses, no? Ang gawin natin ay ipag-minus natin sila for us to get the total net income, and then i-double rule natin. Huwag kakalimutan mag-double rule kapag final answer. Okay? Again, if mas mataas sa expenses, we will use net loss instead. Okay? So, ganyan lang. Ito lang yung pinaka-structure ng profit or loss or ng income statement. So, napakadali niyang tandaan. Okay? But, after getting the idea of the structure of profit or loss, ngayon, ang intindihin naman natin or ang alamin naman natin ay ano ba yung mga transactions na pumapasok, no, sa income statement. Ano ba dapat yung mga transactions na nire-record natin sa income statement. So, yun yung ipapractice natin in this problem. Okay. So, I have a problem here na we have our items or transactions. And then we have to identify if saan sila papasok, sa income statement ba, sa statement of changes in equity, or sa balance sheet. Since we are only talking about income statement, so doon lang tayo magfo-focus sa mga transactions related to income statement. So wag na natin patagalin, let's start. First, supplies on hand at the end of the year. So we are talking about supplies on hand, no? And it is considered as assets. So pasok yan sa balance sheet, no? Next, total insurance expired during the year. We are talking about insurance expired. When we say expired, it is used, no? Or nagdaan na yung panahon na for that insurance, no? Kaya expired na siya. So pag sinabing total insurance expired, we are talking about insurance expense. Okay? And that expense is considered as part of income statement. So doon natin siya ipapasok. Next, accounts receivable at the end of the year. We are talking about accounts receivable as assets. So, ito expenses to yan ay pasok din sa balance sheet. Total revenues earned during the year. We are talking about revenue. So, pasok siya sa income statement. Total withdrawals by the owner. We are talking about withdrawal. So, this is part of statement of changes in equity. And then the book value of the entity's equipment. So equipment is an asset. So pasok yan sa balance sheet. The amount of depreciation taken on equipment during the year. We are talking about depreciation taken. No? Ibig sabihin ng taken is used din. No? Ito yung amount of depreciation or amount na naluma na yung equipment. So depreciation is considered as an expense, no? So we are putting here sa income statement. So because this is depreciation expense when we record it as journal entry, no? So next, the cost of supplies used during the year. Kung kanina, we are talking about supplies on hand. Now this is the supplies used. So pag used na, no, this is considered as expense also. So pasok siya sa income statement. Next, owner's equity at the beginning of the year. Yan ay pasok sa changes in equity na financial statement. And lastly, profit for the year. We are talking about profit. So yan ay pasok sa income statement. But also, pasok din yan sa statement of changes in equity. Later on, pag-uusapan natin bakit siya pasok sa statement of changes in equity. Pero ang pinaka-importante, pasok siya sa income statement. Okay? So, yung mga na-identify natin na transactions, again, they are considered as part of revenues, no? And expenses, and also yung ating profit. Yan. So, very evident, no? Tsaka madali lang intindihin when you have the capability to analyze the transaction itself. Yung mga key terminologies na expired, taken, used, yan ay considered as expenses, no? Indication na may expense na naganap, no? So, that is part of income statement. Okay? So, ngayon naman ay we have to identify or we have to know ano yung mga account titles na part ng income statement. And paano ba talaga gumawa ng mismong income statement na? Okay? Hindi na lang yung format. So, yan naman yung gagawin natin on our next problem. Okay? So, in this problem, we are tasked to prepare for income statement, no, and statement of changes in equity. Pero magfo-focus tayo with the income statement. Okay? And here we have given income statement, income and expense accounts. And itong mga problems pala na nakakuha ko ay from the book of Basic Financial Accounting and Reporting by Sir Balyada. So if ever na meron kayong ganung book, utilize that well because mas matututunan nyo talaga yan yung basic accounting if you keep on practicing yourself through problems. Okay? So, requirement natin in this problem is to prepare for income statement, no? And then, meron kasi tayo ditong another information for statement of changes in equity. So, hindi natin yun gagawin. Income statement lang. Okay. So, sabi natin, in income statement, we have the heading. So, tatlong heading yan. Hindi na muna natin ilalagay sa heading kasi hindi naman siya super important. Pero, the next part, no, is the revenues na section. So, ano ba yung mga revenues at expenses dito? I-identify pala muna natin. So, we have advertising expense, that is expense. Commission expense, expense. Office supplies expense. Real estate revenue, so revenue yan. Rent expense, salaries expense, utilities expense, and depreciation expense. Okay, so isa lang yung revenue natin. So, ilagay natin siya dito. So, we have real estate revenues. Or pwede naman tanggalin mo na yung revenues, ilagay mo na lang real estate, no? So, considered na yan as revenue. So, 1,250,000. Kanina, meron pa tayong total revenues na nilalagay as line item. Pero kung isa lang naman, yung account under the revenues or kahit expenses man yan, pwedeng yan na lang yung ilagay natin. Wala nang total revenues kasi mag-isa lang naman siya. So, next natin is expenses. Yan. So, sa expenses, we have the advertising. No? Advertising and then commission. Magkano yung advertising natin? 163,000. And then commission is 475,000. Yan. And then office supplies. Magkano yung office supplies natin? 27,000. And then real estate revenues. And wag na pala yan. Di yan kasama. We have rent expense. Or rent na lang, no? 48,000. And then salaries. Ano pa? Utilities. And then depreciation. Yan. So, mas maganda na ililista mo talaga siya para makikita mo lahat kung ano yung mga amounts na given. Okay? So, 42,000 and then 5,000. Now, we have to get the total expenses. Okay. So, wait for a while. Kukuha tayo ng calculator. Okay. So, to calculate our total expenses, sabayan niyo ako mag-calculate. We have 163,000 plus 475,000 plus 27,000 plus 48,000 plus 264 plus 42 and plus 5. We have 1,024,000. Okay? 1,024,000. Now, ang kukunin natin ay net income. Okay? So, for our net income, ito ang kukunin natin tsaka ito. Okay? So, ipagmaminus lang natin silang dalawa. So, yan. 1,250,000 minus 1,024,000, we get 226,000. And that is our net income for this income statement. Okay? So, ganun lang gumawa ng income statement, no? Sige, buuin natin. What is the heading naman? Kasi hindi natin siya ginawa. So, para buo yung experience. So, ang heading, we have first the entity name. So, Nora Maniquis Real Estate. Ang haba ng pangalan, no? Pero, Real Estate Agency. And then, we have income statement. Yan. For the ano ba sabi? Month lang, no? So, for the month ended June 30, 2020. Yan. So, ang nilalagay natin ay yung pinakadulo, no, ng month. Okay? Which is June 30, 2020. Okay? So, yan. That is how we do our income statement. So, napakadali lang gawin, di ba? So much of that. Ganun lang ang gagawin natin for this video. So, again, if nagustuhan mo yung video na to at may natutunan ka, please click the subscribe button and click the like button too if may natutunan ka in this video tutorial. Okay? So, kita-kits tayo sa next video natin. Thank you so much sa pakikinig and hopefully you have a wonderful day ahead.